Welcome back to Well, That's Interesting. This is about bugs, but we won't be looking at any bugs edition.
I love this. This is awesome.
That's right.
Looking at bugs is so scary.
It can be. It can be unsettling.
Talking about bugs is also scary, but a lot less scary than looking at them.
Yes, which is what I do to you quite often.
Yeah.
I make you look at spiders and
Just
their
rub my nose
eggs.
in it. Yeah, they're eggs.
Hanging.
Oh.
that one time it was hanging from a cave ceiling.
Yeah, you
Remember
really
that?
made me look at that.
None of that today. Today is In-Betweeni 096, when scientists fed moon dust to cockroaches.
That is something you came up with on acid.
It was that during that period of time.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, okay, so-
Of course. They're like, this is a great idea right before they come down off of freaking LSD.
Yep,
Yeah.
Exactly. And tea is covered in bug DNA. No response. Yeah. It's okay. We're going to talk about...
I was trying to see how long you would let me just not say anything.
It's gonna
I don't
be okay.
even know what that means.
Yeah.
I hope you tell me. I know that's the purpose of this podcast, but I just don't even know. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Jill.
Okay. Well, we do know that I'm Jill Chacha.
Yeah.
And I am with the flabbergasted Marissa Riley.
That's me. I'm so flabbergasted, you guys. I don't even know.
If this is your first time listening, welcome to the flock.
Welcome.
Dr. Riley here comes in cold and learns everything in real time, just like you.
It's so true. I have no idea. I had no idea what Jill was going to be talking about today. And now
That's
I
right.
sort of know. And I know that drugs were involved, either with the subject or Jill.
We're going to find out.
Someone here was on drugs.
We're going to find out today.
Yeah.
That's right. Today we have two unusual stories about two unusual studies. But honestly, for this show, I think they're not unusual at all.
To be honest, not really unusual.
For members of the flock, it should come as no surprise that humans will ask all sorts of wacky questions and do all sorts of wacky shit to answer them.
It's true. There's an answer for everything. And if you can think of it, someone's thought of something weirder. It's true.
Yeah.
It's so real.
Oh, yeah.
And not all of it is sex stuff.
No.
I think that's the most insane part is like half the stuff most of the stuff we talk about, which should be sex stuff, isn't sex stuff.
Yeah. It does revolve around a butt, most of it.
Yeah. But not everything involving the butt is a sex thing.
That's right.
Whoa! It's really interesting, though.
It is.
That's what we do here.
All the time. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the goddamn time.
Yep.
So, questions. What kind of questions? Questions like, what happens if you eat moon dust? Or in this case, what if some invertebrates eat moon dust? What happens?
Now, isn't moon dust dirt on a different place?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, we're eating dirt today. And our tea leaves covered in bug DNA. Yes, but don't worry, we're going to talk about it.
Okay, because my immediate thought is,
Yeah.
like cockroach tea. And what does that mean? And will I ever drink tea again? Will you, listeners, ever drink tea again?
Yes.
Probably.
We'll have to live with this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry in advance.
It's okay.
But sorry, not sorry. I'm happy to say we've got answers to both of those questions. And to begin, we need to head back in time to a time when people really had the best hopes and dreams for the future. A future full of flying cars and teleportation. Oh, God, my friends, it's 1969 and Apollo 11 just landed on the moon.
I was really hoping you were building up to 2016. Or no, 2019. 2019, the year of dreams. We're never going to dream that big again.
No. That was peak.
That was peak. Anything could happen.
And then we fucking horribly crashed.
Yeah,
Wow.
plummeted. We're never coming back.
Never.
Anyways.
Never hope. That's
Nope.
it. Never hope.
Hope is canceled. Tell me more about the Apollo 11, please.
Yeah. So, Apollo 11 just landed on the moon, and after bopping around on the lunar surface, astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin had the task of bagging up space rocks and moon dust, just like any other tourist on a beach in an exotic land.
I love that image of them in their
together.
spacesuits.
Mm-hmm. Just a couple.
Just hanging out, picking up shells and planning their retirement.
That's right. It's so cute.
It's so cute.
Just Neil and Buzz.
Yeah. Aww.
BFF.
On a tree with the heart around. Okay, I'll stop talking.
So they brought back nearly 48 pounds, or 21.6 kilos, for analysis here on Earth. And why is that? Well, for you see, my friends, back in the late 60s, scientists had ideas and hypotheses about what the surface of the moon was composed of, but no one had physical samples to confirm. We really didn't know shite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome. Just doing my part for the podcast.
Shit, you got me.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Fun.
You can quote her on that. So.
Just I want everyone to think about their favorite episode of Queer Eye right now. And you just know when Jonathan is high, when he just responds with really excited one-word answers. Like someone will be like, and last year my father died, but now we're going to cut my hair. And Jonathan will just be like, fun! And it's so awesome.
It's the best.
It's the best thing in the world. Look out for it.
So when this bag of goodies made its way back to Earth, it became the most popular and sought-after powder in the world. I'm sorry, cocaine.
Ouch.
Yeah. Dr. Marissa, from the 1970s spring issue of the journal Minnesota Science, please tell us who got their hands on the stuff.
I would love to talk about it. All right, quote, over 500 scientists from 9 nations hurried through final preparations to study the first extraterrestrial materials brought back by astronauts. Among those scientists, I'm so excited. Yeah, I was pumped. Among those scientists awaiting the return of Apollo 11 was a woman entomologist, Marion Brooks, an associate professor from the Department of Entomology, Fisheries, and Wildlife on the university's St. Paul campus. This woman's killing it. Mm-hmm. Okay, Professor Brooks was appointed as a special consultant to NASA almost 6 months before the historic Apollo 11 flight. Her appointment followed that of 2 other university scientists, geologist V. Rama Murthy and Robert Pepin, a physicist, both named as principal investigators. End quote. All right, we've got Professor Brooks. She's next in line after these physicist people, and she's going to take a look at this
dust.
Right.
That's right. She's super fucking important. Yes, my friends. Gasp, a woman entomologist.
Whoa.
That's right. Was asked to advise NASA on its testing program for live invertebrates. And one specific experiment in this program was to study the effect of insect consumption of lunar soil. Why not?
Why not?
Let's do it.
Let's go for it.
So it's the 60s. It's the wacky 60s.
So wacky.
Again, so great. So to do this, she and her team gathered some cuties, including commercial oysters, pink shrimp, the German cockroach.
Yes.
Put a pin in it. Houseflies, the greater wax moth, guppies, and the mummy chog, which sounds complicated, but it's just a small fish.
I feel like this was a very interesting room to be in.
Yes.
If you really want to gross someone out, this is the room to take them to.
This is either the most random or the most specific list of things.
Yeah.
And honestly, they were chosen for the most American reason.
Oh my God.
They're easy creatures to care for, and you don't have to do much.
That's so American. Yes. I thought you were going to say if you put them all together, you get a gun or something.
Right. But I'm literally not kidding. Quote from the journal, Quote, all animals were selected on the basis that they are easy to handle and care for and are relatively common.
Amazing.
Each had been studied thoroughly by scientists in the past, and so the NASA advisors were intimate with all phases of their life history, end quote. So they didn't have to do shit. High five.
So easy, and you can eat 2 of them afterwards.
That's right. So delicious.
Get some cocktail sauce and some lemon. Maybe a little vinegar. You're good to go. Enjoy.
I like how you think.
Yeah, everything is food. I'm not even hungry. Okay. So.
Now, being that scientists didn't know much about moon dust at the time, they played it safe and quarantined the 4.5 billion-year-old stuff in a vacuum chamber for several weeks.
Oh, that's so annoying. Can you imagine? They're all they're all like foaming at the mouth, ready to feed it to some shrimp.
That's right. And then eat the shrimp.
And then eat the shrimps. That's what they're really trying to get
We gotta wait,
to.
guys. We gotta wait. So, Dr. Marissa, would you like to tell us what the little creatures were doing during this time?
I would absolutely love to. All right, from the journal, quote, all animals were placed in germ-proof plexiglass chambers 2 weeks prior to testing so they would be fully acclimated to their new homes.
Yeah.
And quote, so they moved in.
They moved in, they got cozy.
A little they got a little housewarming.
They had a little housewarming, everyone got cozy, and when it was deemed safe, the 4.5-pound sample of moon dust was ground up into even smaller particles, no larger than 2 microns.
Fun.
That's right. It's fun, and it sounds super fucking small, and it is.
Yes.
For perspective, human hair is on average 70 microns thick. These were just 2.
Oh.
So tiny.
Oh, I feel like that's very easy to lose.
Yes, it is.
Oh, no.
Super easy to lose, and easy for shrimp and cockroaches.
Yeah, this is true. To eat.
There you go. So after being ground down, all that powder was then divided into 2 piles like some scene in a Pablo Escobar flick.
Amazing.
One pile was sterilized, which means it was exposed to 320 degree Fahrenheit heat for 16 hours.
Wow.
And the other pile was left just as is.
Amazing.
Now, for the experiment, some animals received the sterilized stuff, okay? And some got that sweet, sweet raw moon dust.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. And for the control group, well, those animals were given no moon dust. They were not invited to the party.
Sucks for them. Sounds so stupid. Sorry.
You're okay, let it out. So, you might be asking, how do you get cockroaches to munch on this stuff anyway? Good question. Quote, some animals were inoculated with dust. Okay. Some received portions mixed with their food or water. Okay. And others just walked or crawled through the dust spread around on the bottom of their containers.
Those are the fun ones.
Those are the fun, just rolling around, just flopping around in it.
Just the party animals right there.
That's right.
The Kate Mossies of the group.
It's like their own cocaine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Moon dust.
Moon dust, that's what they're calling it.
Yep.
End quote from the journal. So, Dr. Marissa, why don't you do the honors for us? After 4.5 pounds of powder was pulverized, divided up, and consumed, what were the surprising results?
They had a great time. No, right. I'm just kidding.
Actually, they did.
Oh, really? Okay. Quote, none of the animals that died... Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, quote, none of the animals that died during the Apollo 11 tests suffered any harm from the lunar dust. In fact, an untreated group of fish sustained the highest mortality rate. They were killed when a bottle of sodium hypochlorite, a disinfecting agent, was accidentally spilled. Come on, the 60s, Jesus. Releasing fumes throughout the lab because everyone was high. Their tank happened to be located nearest to the lab's ventilation system, which spread the fumes. A few oysters also died because they fouled their own water. End quote from the Minnesota Journal. What does that mean? Did they kill themselves?
So.
Oh my God. They hated it there so much. They killed themselves. I'm laughing too hard about this.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Yeah. But so those 2 things happened, and these whoopsie daisies did not seem to affect the experimental groups, so the experiment continued until those animals passed away naturally.
Okay.
And when their bodies were analyzed, everything looked good on the outside. And turns out everything inside those creatures seemed to be A-okay as well.
Cool.
NASA scientists prepared slides of the animals' tissues, and Dr. Brooks took a look-see, determining no pathologic conditions were caused by the dust. She found no disease or anything that looked sus.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just regular old dirt.
It's regular old dirt, but put a pin in that.
Okay.
The only thing harmful in the room was a clumsy human, so round of applause to that person for dropping the thing.
Well done.
Excellent. So, my friends, the moon dust was so safe for these invertebrates, the lunar particles didn't even damage the cockroaches' stomach cells.
Oh, wow.
And get this, cockroaches have cuticles under their abdomens.
Okay.
And those weren't even scratched up or damaged from walking on the stuff. It was like a day at the beach for them.
Oh.
Which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Dr. Brooks told the journal, quote, "We thought when the moon sample was ground up that there would be sharp, jagged edges, but there are no signs of abrasion or scratches," end quote.
Now, when I'm not comparing things to Marvel, I am thinking the other thought I think about a lot of things, which is if I put it on my face, will it make me look better? So now I'm like, oh my God, what if you exfoliated with moon dust? And because it doesn't have any sharp edges, like a lot of exfoliants, physical exfoliants, it won't leave little tiny tears. Some exfoliants that are made out of apricots, seeds, whatever. Why am I talking about this? Really went, but they can create little micro tears on your face. It's really bad, or so the internet told me. So I wonder if this wouldn't. Anyways, end of my skincare concerns.
I'm glad you brought that up, because we actually are going to talk about what it does to people.
Uh-oh.
This
is good things?
This is...
Should I buy it?
That's a perfect segue into our next section here.
Oh.
So does this mean we should pound moon dust?
Yeah.
Close, absolutely not.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Now, cockroaches are practically indestructible,
Yeah.
as we all know.
Yeah.
Humans are far from that.
Yeah.
We are delicate things, and boy howdy, so are our lungs.
Seriously.
Yes. So, Dr. Marissa, would you like to take turns explaining why we shouldn't stick our faces in this stuff?
I mean, nothing would make me happier.
All right, go for it.
Let's talk about our lungs. All right, from science.nasa.gov, quote, Russell Kirchman, a pathologist at the NASA Ames Research Center, is studying the effects of mineral dust on human health. NASA is now planning to extend people to send... NASA is now planning to send people back to the moon and onto Mars. Both are dusty worlds, extremely dusty. Inhaling that dust, says Kirchman, could be bad for astronauts.
Mm-hmm. The real problem is the lungs.
Really?
He explains. Excellent. In some ways, lunar dust resembles the silica dust on Earth that causes silicosis, a serious disease.
Oh.
Even though it sounds silly. Silicosis.
It sounds hilarious, to be honest.
Got a case of the sillies.
Oh, the silicosis. Oh.
So, silicosis, which used to be called stone grinder's disease.
I think we should go back to calling it that. That sounds much more serious.
Stone grinder's disease, which first came into widespread... Oh my God, now I got it.
We got this. I know, it's contagious.
Which first came to widespread public attention during the Great Depression, when hundreds of miners drilling the Hawks Nest Tunnel in West Virginia died within a half decade of breathing in fine quartz dust.
Holy shit. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, continuing the quote. Quartz, the main cause of silicosis, is not chemically poisonous. You could eat it and not get sick. He continues, but when quartz is freshly ground into dust particles smaller than 10 microns and breathed into the lungs, they can embed themselves deeply into the tiny alveolar sacs and ducts. End quote. Which, if you've ever seen them, they look like little broccolis.
They do.
In your chest.
Very
Anyways.
cute.
Quartz, who knew?
There you go.
Could kill you in micron
Or less.
or less shape.
Killian, 10 microns or less.
Yeah, watch out for those crystals.
So, continuing the quote, lunar dust, being a compound of silicon like quartz, is to our current knowledge also not poisonous, but like the quartz dust in the Hawk's Nest Tunnel, is extremely fine and abrasive, almost like powdered glass.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Astronauts on several Apollo missions found that it clung to everything and was almost impossible to remove.
What?
Once tracked inside the lunar module, some of it easily became airborne, irritating lungs and eyes. End quote. Fucked up.
Oh my God, that's so scary.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Little tiny rocks getting in my eyes.
That's right.
And lungs.
Think of like a day at the beach, but it's like a day at the beach everywhere.
Yeah. It's never ending. I mean, if I didn't want to go to space before, let's just never go. Are you okay with not going to space?
Totally okay.
Okay, I just had to triple check
I'm okay
for
with
the 800th time.
I'd rather go to the beach.
Let's do that.
Let's
That's
go
so
to
much
the beach.
easier.
Yeah.
Just
Agreed.
go to the beach.
Let's just do it. Okay. So, my friends, you can make a moon smoothie if you're so damn compelled. Just don't leave the container open for too long or spill it, because no one needs stone grinder's disease.
Oh my God, no thanks. No thanks. I'm good.
Yeah. We've got the COVID and now the monkeypox, so we're good. We're good.
I think we're
good.
pretty good in the,
We're good. So, after the break, is anyone up for a cup of tea?
always. Well, maybe. I don't know.
There's also a secret ingredient in that, but don't worry, it's not poisonous either. Stay tuned.
Please do.
Hello everyone, Stakuyi here.
And I'm Gabby.
And we are the hosts of History of Everything, a podcast which you can probably guess by the name is, well, it's about everything. Do you want to know why people thought potatoes were evil and would give you syphilis? Are you curious about all the stories of the terrible and stupid ways that people have kicked the bucket over the years? Do you want to hear tales about all of the different badasses of history and the lives that they had brought to life? Well, if so, then look no further. History of Everything is just the right podcast for you. It's available on Spotify, Pandora, and anywhere else that you get your podcast from. Join us for some fun and just see how weird and wacky history can be.
We're the All Creatures Podcast. Each week, Angie and I explore and share amazing details about the many animals we share our world with.
Plus, Chris and I are both PhD scientists and educators. So we do the deep dives in the scientific research and then come back and share what we learn in a fun and casual way. We also speak with other scientists, animal experts, activists, and many other conservation enthusiasts from all over the planet.
So you can find the All Creatures Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, Jill Chacha here from Well, That's Interesting, and I am absolutely thrilled to tell you about Spotify for podcasters. I use it, I love it, and it all started by downloading the free Spotify for Podcasters app, which has all the tools you need in one place to record and edit your masterpiece of a podcast. Spotify for Podcasters also distributes your show to all major platforms. So when you hit publish, your episodes will stream not only on Spotify, but I'm talking about the Apples, the Googles, Stitcher, Good Pods, the other ones. You get the idea. And you can monetize your podcast with no minimum listenership required. You could also set up monthly subscriptions and record ads just like this one. So what are you waiting for? Download Spotify for Podcasters today and start changing the world. Oh, and please, stay interesting. And we're back.
We are so back.
We are so back. And my friends, DNA sequencing is getting wild.
Oh. I was wondering.
Yes, for real. This technology has come so far, we can even tell which creepy crawly scooted its ass across your tea leaves.
Oh, that is freaky.
That's freaky.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
I don't know if I'm ready, but I'll make myself ready. Please tell me everything.
Dr. Marissa, I'm sure we have some concerned tea drinkers out there, so let's not bury the details any longer. Let's get into it. First, please tell us what exactly researchers were looking for and why.
Let's get into these researchers. All right. From Rachel Funnell at livescience.com, quote, "The study published in the Journal of Biology Letters looked for the presence of environmental DNA or eDNA in dried tea leaves and herbs bought from food stores in Germany. This is very specific. eDNA samples are a bit like genetic breadcrumbs left behind by living things, and they can be enriched and sequenced as a way of working backwards to establish what species are living in certain environments. End quote. So eDNA is left around by
Anything.
and we can use it to figure out where they've been.
Exactly.
Oh, look at that. Look at me processing information quickly. I did it.
Yes, my friends, researchers from Germany's Trier University did the most organized German thing, which is catalog every creature that came into contact with dried plant matter, i.e. tea leaves.
There you go.
Now, if eDNA sounds familiar, you're right. We brought it up back in episode 095. Oh, hey, they're not extinct after all. When eDNA revealed our butt-breathing turtle friend.
Oh, Erwin's turtle!
That's right.
Oh, the best turtle! Sorry, I'm fine.
That's totally true and totally valid.
Yes.
The Erwin's turtle was still found to be alive and well, despite not being seen for 25 years.
What a hero.
That's right. Put a pin in that, too.
Will always do.
Now, similar methods were applied to these local products. And hold on to your butts, because on samples of chamomile, mint and green tea, parsley, and much, much more, researchers detected a total of 1,279 species.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of eDNA. That's a ton.
Sure is.
That's a ton.
And we can narrow this down a little more.
Okay.
This is how crazy it gets. Okay. Now, if you're wondering how many species were found on one sample, I got you here too. Quote, each separate sample recovered more than 200 taxonomic units on average, with green tea showing the highest mean variety of bug eDNA. End quote. From the study.
So when you drink green tea, you are filling your body with bug eDNA.
You are drinking it at least 200 taxonomic units.
But like, that's not bad for you, right?
Oh, no.
eDNA?
It's fine.
It was just a little, so a whisper of a bug.
It's fine.
It's a shadow of a, it's just merely a, to complete my sentence. I don't know.
It's delicious.
There you go.
It's what makes anyway, it's the earthy flavor. So, now, the info provided here by scientists isn't to gross you out. All of this incredible detail is actually about really important stuff. Conservation.
Oh, I love conservation.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. eDNA sequencing is proving to be a kick-ass, non-invasive way to see who is around and how they're doing, like the Erwin's turtle and insects, which is important when it comes to pollination and detecting invasive species.
Aww.
But don't take my word for it. Dr. Marissa, please tell us, what did researchers have to say about this discovery on stuff as simple as tea leaves?
I would love to talk about it. All right, quote, the authors say this method of analysis could be used to trace the origin of illegal plant material confiscated by customs. Great. The technique could also be used to detect agricultural pests, monitor arthropods and arthropod-plant interactions, and monitor bug diversity. eDNA can be enriched and sequenced, allowing researchers to characterize biological communities without the need for collecting actual specimens. End quote from newshub.co.nz. So you can do all kinds of shit with this, including being a total narc, you know?
Being a total narc, and we can solve cases with a cup of tea.
I
How
love
fucking
that.
cool is that?
I would love, can we just solve more murder cases?
Yes!
With tea?
We
eDNA?
totally can do that.
I love it.
You totally do it.
Let's get on it. Hurry up. There's so many out there. One's got to be fixable with tea.
That's right. So, my friends, the future is now, which is nice because I wasn't sure if we were going to make it. So, the end. There you go.
There you go. What a lovely way to sign off.
That's right.
Now I'm thinking about the future.
There thank you for listening, rating, subscribing, telling your friends about the time some wacky scientists fed moon dust to cockroaches. It happened.
Yeah, it so happened.
So happened. A lot of them died, but not for reasons you think.
Yeah, it was just the people.
That's right.
Because we're murderers. All of us. Oh, God.
We don't need to do eDNA for that.
No,
We just know.
It's everyone's guilty.
And please, stay interesting.
Please do.